My name is Dorcas Martinez Rodriguez, and I will be presenting my famous person for this history class. I chose Joan of Arc, and I will be starting the presentation now. Now, starting off with the title card, we have a painting of Joan of Arc, and for the entire slides, you will see paintings of her that I found. So, starting off with birth and early life, Joan of Arc was likely believed to be born on January 6, 1412, in a village named Domremy. She was a peasant that didn't learn to read or write, but was taught how to spin and sew, and did so quite skillfully. Her father was a farmer, and accounts of witnesses, during her trial later in her life, described her as a very pious child. Her country of France had been fighting England for about 75 years by the time she was born in 1412. It started when she was a child at around 13 years old, when she first started to talk of voices and counsel that led her to believe that it was the divine communicating with her, and eventually made her believe that God had chosen her to lead her country to victory during what's now known as the 100 Years' War. There have been many efforts to make sense of the voices that Joan would hear, as historians can agree that these divine encounters were a result of extreme religious exaltation, especially combined with beliefs of prophecies and destinies to make such hallucinations more vivid. Whether or not Joan was actually hearing these voices does not really matter. In the end, it was these voices that created patriotic exaltation and fueled her fight as she did in her short but meaningful life. Before we continue speaking about Joan of Arc's life, we must first establish the context of the time period. Not only was Joan a pious child, but she was also born with noteworthy physical and mental courage. Regardless of her strong religious conviction, she was definitely also always strong-willed. At this point in time, both before and during the life of Joan, the French crown, Charles VII, was in dispute with the English crown, Henry VI. Henry's soldiers were allied with the Duke of Burgundy, whose father was killed by the people of King Charles VII, who were in place in a lot of northern section of the kingdom. Now, where Joan comes in is her home village was right on the dividing line between the France of Anglo-Burgundians and that of Dauphin. Her fight. King Charles VII, desperate to get his crown back, ordered an attack to take back Orleans, and he ordered 17-year-old Joan to lead it. She had on white armor, paired with her short boyish haircut as she led French troops to victory. The king got his crown back, but a few months later, when Joan was later captured and abandoned by the King Charles VII, who did not come to her aid when she was accused of witchcraft, she was in captivity by England for about a year. By then, she was burned at the stake at the young age of 19. Like many other famous people in history, Joan of Arc has many quotes that she is known by, but I chose this one, and it reads as so: "All battles are first lost or won in the mind." I chose this quote because it is not specific to an event she lived through, nor is any historical context needed, because all there is to know is that the human spirit remains the same as it always has. A positive and steadfast mindset is always the first step to victory, no matter what time period you're in. And that's the conclusion of my PowerPoint presentation. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.